Three, three, two, one. Eyes open. Episode number 150 of the Left Hand Labs podcast is here. 150 episodes. 150 is a lot of numbers. Like, I was looking at something, you know how on the gram it show you like posts from this day, like, you know what I'm talking about? And it was like episode 47, like today. And I was talking about LeBron going to the Spurs. I don't even remember how was that even in a discussion. Was that maybe not last year, like 2 years ago or something? I don't know how many years ago it was, but Kawhi was still there. So it might have been like 2 years ago. Why was I talking about LeBron going to the Spurs? I don't know. But what's crazy is that this is like that was 100 episodes ago. Like, what? That's crazy. That was more than 100 episodes ago. It's almost about to be 200 episodes of the Left Hand Labs podcast. Something I started on a whim. You feel me? The girl I was dealing with at that time, she said, "What you waiting for? Just do it." I said, "Damn, you right." And bam, the rest is history. Like, to see, like, it's crazy. When you look at something over time, the more you put into something, the more you could get out. 150 episodes. Like, it's crazy. It don't feel like 150 episodes because it became doing the podcast became a part of like my normal routine. Like, I know that every Monday I'm going to do the podcast. Like, it's like breathing. And what you remember what the guru said? The guru, he was like, "Yo," he told the dude, "Put your head under the water." He said, "How bad you want success? Until you want success as bad as what he say? Until you want success as bad as you want to breathe," or some shit like that. He said something like that. Hey, what? Oh yeah, I play. Yo, we gonna talk about this. Don't worry. We gonna talk about this. If you could see, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna pull it up on there. We're gonna talk about the Dynasty League we about to start in fantasy football, and we're gonna draft as soon as the league get full. We're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna do it for basketball too. As soon as they let you create a new league, I'm gonna make a Dynasty League for basketball. If you play fantasy sports, you play fantasy football, you play fantasy basketball, stop fucking around. Get in the Dynasty League. Let's see what you're really about. Well, you can't draft a new team over every year. You could draft some rookies, but you gotta draft the right team. You gotta build the right team. We're gonna talk about that. Sorry, but the guru said you gotta want success as bad as you want to breathe or some shit like that. Word, like, this is a part of breathing for me doing the podcast, and we're gonna keep doing these shits till we get to episode 1,000, 1,500, whatever, until we start getting some chicken from this joint. You heard? To the platform continue to grow. We're gonna keep doing it. It's never gonna stop. I'm never gonna stop doing this. Once I start something, it's over. I'm gonna have to be dead for it to stop. You feel me? Look at this shop we in right now. This beautiful shop. This mine. You feel me? I get in my bag like this when milestones and shit like that happen. And 150 episodes, that's big. Who's gonna be the 150? Who going number 50? I can't think of nobody that wore number 50. But I can remember last year it was like Michael Doliak or something like that. And it's not gonna be him this year. And it's not gonna be son that played for the Magic. I forgot who it was. Think of somebody with number 50, y'all. You know what? We can just look together. Number 50. If you could think of somebody, then you name the person. Go ahead. Big Country. Bubble Bean showed me that last week. So, Greg Anthony. Who got number 50? Okay, Otis Thorpe, Ralph Sampson, David Robinson, Zach Randolph, it's mad people. Corey Maggette. It's either gonna be the Zach Randolph or it's gonna be the David Robinson. And I think we picked David Robinson last time, so this is gonna be the Zebo episode. I don't know how I didn't remember that David Robinson won number 50. Lavoy Allen episode, Robert Sacre. It's gonna be the Zebo episode. This is the Zach and you know what? It's fitting that episode number 150 is the Zebo episode because Zach Randolph he was the what's that word I'm looking for? Zach Randolph is the face for lack of a better word, is the face for hard work, lunch pail. And we working. I forgot the word. I don't know why I can't think of the word. But so this is the Zach Randolph episode. Let's get the sponsors out of the way. We got some shit to talk about. We're going to talk about, I'm going to let y'all know why Kyrie is all wrong about the season coming back. And I'm hearing now he voted for the season to come back, but then now he changed his mind. I don't know. We're going to talk about that. I know why it's not a bad idea for the season to come back, though. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what else is going on in the sports world. We could talk. I hate. This is supposed to be an escape from the shit that's going on. It's supposed to be not just about sports, but we could talk about my man that got popped because I had an argument with cousin Gary, aka #RustGang today. He think, the police wasn't wrong, and when they shot my man in the back, we'll talk about that, and then we're gonna talk about fantasy football and just dynasty period. And the changes that we made to the S&P Fantasy League, the illest fantasy league ever. And it's 3 spots left for the Dynasty League. If I feel like you could be in our group chat, then maybe I'll throw you in there. But I don't know. Everybody not made for the group chat. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody not group chat material. So we'll see what's shaking. It's 3 spots left. I'm trying to draft tonight. Tonight, you heard? So we're going to see what's shaking with that. And then that's it. So let's get the sponsors out the way. We can get into this episode. Sponsor voice. This podcast is sponsored by Shop Heirlooms, Premier Vintage Goods and Memorabilia. You can follow the shop as well as the podcast on all social media at Shop Heirlooms, ShopHeirlooms. You follow the podcast, follow the shop, interact, get active. You feel me? Because that's what it's all about. And we up there talking that talk. Know what I mean, I feel like the shop is a good follow. Shop as well as the podcast is a good follow. Not only do you get the wave, you get the talk that go along with it. You feel me? And the shop is open now. Things are opening. Ezekiel Elliott got the Rona. Cowboys and Texans players got the Rona. This shit is not a game. People still getting it or got it, or you get tested and you find out that you had it. Because I think it's just dormant in all of us. And some people just asymptomatic. The people that's still kicking right now. So that's what's gonna happen when they test people. Don't be afraid. It is what it is. And but people back out into the world. They're going places. So y'all could go places too, but you need something to wear when you go someplace. That's why you come pull up to the shop. You get some wave. Know what I mean, all sorts of wave for you. All sorts of sizes. All sorts of deals. You feel me? All sorts of wave. The new hat rack, crazy. Y'all gotta see the hat racks. It's insane. But you come pull up if you can't make it down to the shop, or you prefer curbside pickup, or you prefer just online getting shit shipped to you. Go hit the website www.shopheirlooms.store. Very simple, very clean, very easy. The link to the podcast is up there as well as the shop. Music is up there. It's a bunch of stuff on the on the website. The website is very fire in my opinion. So go hit the website, next day shipping, you order something, it gets shipped right to you unless you order on a Saturday. When you order on a Saturday, the post office is closed Sunday, so it's not going to be next day shipped to you. It's going to be Monday it'll get shipped out. So, know what I mean? Bet, hit the website, all that. Let's play the intro music, and then let's get into this episode. I kept this under 10 minutes, which was fire. Okay, intro music. Put me on mute. Right here.
I used to roll me a big fine L, then watch a whole lot of basketball and Seinfeld. Aside from my fish scale clientele, there are a few things I know as well as basketball and Seinfeld. 40 carats, phrases, 40's parrots. Mimic the style, you get embarrassed. Ditch the filthy habits. In a limousine, every limousine covered in supply fabrics. Still wreaking havoc for them cash that will rob you for your pack. Back when Robert Pack was a maverick who had chicks to give wavy wop. It's not trading cards when I see your shorty gave me tops. Teeth look like chiclets, big and white like Rick Smith's. I'm at my Travis best. The rest is average at best, and this that land bias in its purest form. Word is Bon Jovi, word is Sean. If you don't recognize it, you'll respond. catch a bigger bullet than George Marathon. Ric Flair with the chops. And they thought he's gonna flop. Finally back on the top. I already made it to the finals playing with Sagana Job. Yo, it's YOD, your boy, your old droog. Left hand layups, huh? Is that what we running with? Yo, L, man, you been playing my song a lot. I'm gonna need to see some of those royalties. I think I'm gonna need $1,000 every time you play one of my joints. So, I'm gonna send you my information. You get that money over to me promptly. Yeah, left hand layups. You gotta work on your left hand layups, man. You can't ignore that unless you're left-handed. In which case you gotta work on your right hand. But yeah, left hand layups. One.
All right, we back. Hold on, switch it back to me. Yo, Juve, you see Pogba and Pirlo. Pirlo, my favorite, probably my favorite soccer player ever, and we did not win Champions League for Pirlo, even though we should have. And Pogba is sucker. But if you saw soccer's back, we drew with AC Milan and made it to the finals of the Coppa Italia that we will end up playing Napoli, who lost to Inter. Or Inter beat Napoli. I forgot which one. But Ronaldo missed the PK. I don't like Ronaldo. Everybody that know me know that. I think he overrated. But he played for my team. What you want me to do? He killed us. He won Champions League with them, but he don't want to win it with us. Whatever. But we're gonna start off. I want to know this brother's name that got murdered at the Wendy's. I don't want to not say his name. Because it's gonna be a segue into the basketball shit. Don't worry. Now, I gotta find his brother's name. Did I say something about him on here? RoboCop is a horrible movie. Twitter fire. Y'all gotta follow the shop on Twitter. I promise. It's always gonna be OD. Wendy's. What's my man name? Wendy's in Atlanta. I'm sorry that I don't know his name. I don't want to watch it. Rayshard Brooks. Okay, his name is Rayshard Brooks. Let's go back to me. Okay. Now, everything is happening the way it's happening now. The riots, the looting, the protesting, everything is happening because obviously what happened to George Floyd was the straw that broke the camel's back. But it's been 400 years or more. It's been 600 years of oppression, of systematic oppression, of racism, systematic racism, everything. And enough is enough. People, my color, are standing up and saying that's it. We refuse to have this happen any longer. That's why everything is happening. George Floyd was the catalyst, but everybody else, they mattered too. Everybody else that was murdered by the police or murdered by just pilgrims, period. It was a culmination of everything. So it's a movement going on. It's a revolution. We talked about this on the podcast, and in the midst of everything that's going on, everywhere you look, you saw how Atlanta was going crazy. You see suckers like T.I. like, don't touch Atlanta. Atlanta loves us. Don't touch Atlanta. Don't bother. Not here. Atlanta don't give a fuck about us neither. You see what they did. They murdered a man in cold blood from behind. Cowards way out. You feel me? That really just happened. We saw it. It's footage. Now, we can go into details. My man fell asleep in the drive-thru. Okay. Was he drunk? Yes, clearly he was drunk. He was inebriated. He got out. He took the test. The cops was cool. Let him do that. He parked the car. He said, "Yo, I can walk home. My sister's house right there. I got 3 daughters. This that." He tried to kick all that shit. They don't want to hear it. Cousin Gary, like, you can't. If you drunk, take that L. This, that, and the third. Whatever. Okay. Now they try to arrest the man. Now, you a police officer, right? I've seen a million episodes of Cops. I've seen shit in real life. People get into scuffles with the cops. If the cops fuck you up for getting in a scuffle with them, you resisting arrest. Resisting arrest is a charge, right? You're supposed to be detained. That you're supposed to be apprehended and then charged with resisting arrest and whatever else the fuck they stopped you for or bothered you for. You feel what I'm saying? That's not a death sentence. That doesn't mean you die. That's not their job to kill you. You in America, you're innocent until proven guilty. Right or wrong, you're innocent until proven guilty in a court of law judged by your peers. Innocent. So, I don't care what the man did. He didn't murder nobody. He was resisting arrest. He was trying to run away. I can imagine how scared he was. He probably thought he was going to die too. You feel what I'm saying? But regardless, right or wrong, all right, we can say the man was wrong. Does that mean he deserved to fucking die? On Cops, I've seen people grab the taser. I've seen them have to tase people, and because there's a TV camera there, they don't shoot you down dead in the street. They just tackle you, fuck you up, rough you up a little bit, and take you to jail. Then they talk to you after, like, yo, why you make us run? This, that, and the third. I'm your friend. Da-da-da-da-da. He didn't get that. The man was running, and they shot him in his back, and he died. He got shot in the back. The man had a taser in his hand. He couldn't kill. He's not killing you with no taser. He was running. He got away. Two grown men. If you can't apprehend one person without bringing out your gun, and all he got is he's running away from you, you shouldn't be cops. That's why this whole thing is fucked up with these police. You shouldn't be a cop then. But what happened? The man ran. They murdered him. Shot him in his back. Right? Cousin Gary says, "Oh, this, that, and the third. Oh, he should have just took the L. I know people that took the L when they was about." No matter what it is, right or wrong, in the right, in the wrong, the cops' mission or objective or purpose is not to put justice in their own hands in the street. It's not. And that's that. In the midst of all of that, they show they don't give a fuck. We will do it. We'll do things our way, and we will murder y'all still. That's what the problem is. And Kyrie, I'm gonna segue this into the NBA, which is if you can't see why that's not fair, why that's not right, why that man was murdered, no matter what you do wrong, bruh, no matter what you do wrong, why they ain't do that to Dylan Roof when they saw him? He walked into church on camera and murdered people, and they took the nigga to Burger King. This dude fell asleep in the drive-thru. He was drunk. You want that DUI, whatever it's called. You want it. I said DWI. You driving while or driving under the influence, whatever. You want the DUI. You was going to get the DUI and resisting arrest, and you was good. But he didn't want to go. He resisted like a lot of people do, and that resulted in him being murdered unjustly. So nothing is changing. It's the people saying it's not the same thing as the George Floyd. It's not the same thing. It's just shut the fuck up, because I can't have that energy. But that's how I feel. And I gotta learn to separate. I can't hate my people you can't hate somebody for not being aware enough to understand for their point of view. Their point of view is crafted on their experiences, on what they see. Maybe they'll wake up one day, but it really bothers me. But so Kyrie says after he voted for players to come back, because he's like vice president of the players union or something like that, he says now they shouldn't come back because it's going against what the movement is and what it's going to take away from it, right? I don't think that's true at all. I'll explain this in a second. I saw AL. Hold on. What you predicting your record to be? I'll tell you in a second. So he said it's going against it, so they shouldn't come back. Now, I don't know if for him to have vote for it and then to change his mind. I don't know what happened with him, but this is what I said. I don't know if maybe, or this is what I say. I don't know if maybe he forgot or he doesn't really understand the type of platform that professional athletes have. Like, there's some people, unfortunately, young and both old, that like if LeBron or Steph Curry didn't say it, then it's not It is not valid. The news can say whatever. That some people relate to that more, which is black athletes are superheroes. Dick Gregory don't agree. Said they ain't shit. This, that, and the third. But I think that they are like superheroes to black youth. These black athletes and some adults too. And so when you're on a stage as grand as the NBA, National Basketball Association, do you understand the amount of eyes and ears and racist scumbags, everything? They all watch the NBA. They love it. They love looking at the niggas dribble the ball, shut up and dribble. They love that. So everybody has to see if you wear that shirt that says I can't breathe. Everybody saw that. Everybody saw that. And it was talked about on news, sports center, everything that prompted people to say shut up and breathe. And it had to be on the news. So the reach is there. Is like some of the biggest changes were made by athletes. And like Muhammad Ali, Colin Kaepernick's whole shit wouldn't have never would have kicked off if he never, like, that happened while he was playing. If he was retired and he was in his fucking crib kneeling, nobody would have gave a fuck. But he's doing it on a professional stage. So I don't think people understand, oh, it's more important than stuff that's going on right now than playing basketball. It's bigger than that. It's way bigger than that. And these athletes have a way bigger platform and a way bigger opportunity to affect and reach out to the masses. I need y'all to understand that. It's not a joke. It's not a game. This is serious shit right here. Like, they have a way bigger opportunity, way bigger stage when they're playing. And basketball coming back, and the most popular sport in America right now, at a time like this, when there's nothing else going on, it's going to be on the news when LeBron or somebody wear a fucking enough is enough shirt or something, anything. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to be able to shed a lot more light than sitting home on Twitter. I don't get how some people can't understand that. I feel like that's obvious. Kaepernick couldn't have made a change from sitting at home. It had to be from him doing it in the face of everything when they expect you to go the whole other way. Come on, y'all. Let's be real. Let's be real, 100% real. Let's keep shit G real. So I don't agree with Kyrie Irving at all, and I don't think that. I think if you do, you got to look at it from a different kind of perspective. So yeah, that's heavy duty stuff, and it makes me very upset and stresses me out. And when I get stressed out about stuff like this, it just, my mom says, imagine how the slaves felt, imagine how Dr. King felt, and then you got to shut the fuck up and stop complaining. And it is what it is. Okay, let's change gears now. Let's make it so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, this is the new shit right now, and that's why I love sports so much, because it takes my mind from off of sometimes the realities of the world, and just for that, however long I'm in the game. I'm in the game, baby. We in the game. So look. This is the new thing now. Fantasy football is almost back. This draft is going to happen way earlier because it's going to be a dynasty. As you can see, we got a lot of players on the bench, 2 IR spots. We got individual defensive players. We got a lot of shit going on. I wanted to start a dynasty for a long time. I really wanted to do it, but I couldn't. But now, I couldn't, not because of me, but because I needed to get everybody on board. You understand what I'm saying? And we finally did it. I got enough people on board. Mir wanted to do it. Zeus just like me. He just wanted fantasy, whatever we could get. And I got people now that's going to be 100% in it to win it. And so we set it up. Now, same as the regular league. Let's look at the it's the same as the regular league. Where's the scoring? It's PPR, right? Same shit, whatever. But now it's no team defense no more. We took that out. Take that out and put in individual defensive players, and that's gonna make shit a lot better. There's a scoring we got going on, and now where's the players at? And now we added defense to this shit. So now we got linebackers. Ooh, Jalen Smith, was his numbers crazy? This nigga is a machine. I don't know when you're supposed to draft defensive players, though. I don't know when you're supposed to do it. This dude had 121 tackles, 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 5 picks, a touchdown. Can we see his game log? For some reason, this don't let you scroll down. I don't know what's wrong with this joint. But it's going to be amazing. Now, if you're in a fantasy league, in a redraft league where you draft a new thing, because some people might not know, and this might be your first time hearing about it. We're going to do this for basketball, too. When you're in a regular basketball draft, fantasy basketball draft league, or fantasy football draft league, whatever fantasy league, you redraft every year. The teams reset. You get a fresh slate. We still have that. That's still right here. We still have the regular S&P fantasy league. We're going, and the draft is 73 days away. And I'm just excited just as excited for this as I am for everything else. We not shitting on the redraft, but the dynasty is just going to be it's just going to be different. I think it's just going to weigh more because it's going to require more work. You no longer can just bank on starting fresh. You're going to have to draft. It's going to change everything. You can't go get Tom Brady right now. You can't go get Gronkowski right now. Or you can, but are you in win now mode? What are you going to do for your quarterback after? Like, what are you gonna do? It's time to. You gotta with this. You gotta plan. You gotta prep. You gotta build for the future. You gotta build a team with a good mix of youth and veterans. It's gonna be amazing. I really can't wait for this shit. And now, I don't know why we never tried individual defensive players before, but we're gonna do. It's just gonna be so fucking fire. It's gonna be so fire. And I'm telling y'all right now, live on the pod. I'm not picking no old heads. Nobody old. Nobody old is getting picked. I'm only picking young cats. Young killers. That's it. I'm building a team with youth. I might lose right now. Who knows? I might lose the first year. But it's a draft. It's a rookie draft. Every time after, it's a rookie draft. So you draft. As the draft order goes, you draft who you gonna draft. The rookies coming in, and you start fresh. And this is gonna be amazing. It's like franchise mode, but for fantasy. And I'm so excited for this shit. We got 3 spots left. I don't know if I'm gonna let anybody in. Like I said, you got to be able to be in. And I also try to make it. I told everybody to use their favorite team's logo. Corb got to change his. Shaw got to change his. Mir want to go against the grain. He made his team Dallas Carter from Friday Night Lights. It should be the Jets though. That's why he's in the AFC, and then we got the NFC. This is gonna be the Cowboys, Bucks, Eagles, Redskins, and we got 2 more teams here. And I don't know who's gonna take this team over here to be in the AFC. Hopefully, it's somebody with an AFC favorite team. And then I gotta find 2 NFC people. But we're gonna work it out. Don't worry. We're going to work it all out. And then maybe if I can't find, I'll have to make more than one division. I don't know. We'll figure this shit out. I'm just excited to get the shit rocking and rolling, really. And I just wanted to talk to y'all about it because fantasy is almost here. And shit is going to be crazy. And then another thing. This is what you have to turn on. If you don't have this turned on, this is for your fantasy leagues. Turn this shit on right here. Because aren't you tired or don't you hate how the first person to make it to the waiver wire picks up somebody? We know that's no longer, that's gone. We don't ever gotta worry about that ever again. Keepers if enabled before the draft, teams can add any players to their roster and keep them for the current season. Use keepers for keepers per team. 26 and then 21 the next year. Keeper lock date. No, if enabled before the draft, teams can add any player to their roster and keep them for the current season. Use this option to set for next year's draft. Team owners will select a number of players from their 2019 rosters to keep this year. Okay, no. We did not have it. But for 2021, yes. retain regardless of keeper setting. Okay, good. Okay. Let me change that. Password. Bam. Okay. But we turn this on right here to free agency auction continuous. So this means that on these days, you put in a claim for somebody and you got $100, right? You got $100 budget that does not replenish before the season. You got $100, right? Say Ezekiel Elliott got hurt or something, and Tony Pollard is on the waiver wire for some reason. Nobody's handcuffing him. And so you say, you know what? I want to pick Tony Pollard up on my team. Usually, if you're the first person on your phone and you always checking your shit, you'll be able to pick the player up. Or if Antonio Brown, a free agent, Antonio Brown just got signed, or Josh Gordon just got signed, you'll pick him up. You understand what I'm saying? And everybody else don't get a shot. And it's not fair. It's not. Because the person who loves fantasy the most, that's always checking the app, that's got notifications going and all that, they're gonna have an advantage. With this way, it's impossible. You got to bid on whoever you get, and it's fire. I love this idea. Turn this on, turn it on, put it $100, and then get to it. It is what it is. So yeah, that's it for the fantasy. I'm excited. I'm getting ready. I'm preparing. If we can fill it up, we're gonna draft today. For sure. And I think that's it for this episode. Before we leave, let's go look at the Jason Burke tweet of the week. Let's see what my man Jay Burke had to talk about. Bam. Twitter. You know Jason Burke always got the hot takes. Let's see what he was talking about. Jason Burke. I watched the television. Oh, can you see me? Okay. I watched the television premiere for 30 for 30 film about the 98 home run chase, and it was nostalgic for me. I still remember watching the record breaker live on television as a kid, and even with the steroids, it was impressive. Amen. It really was. Starbucks should stop their discrimination against wearing certain clothing and accessories. However, they have such a large market share in that industry that in the end, they know they can get away with it. You ain't lying, Jason Burke. You ain't lying. Starbucks, fuck Starbucks. Nobody should be going to Starbucks no more. Then the fact that they went back on that shit, you see that clock? That's so tough. The University of Minnesota clock. OD. But if you made it this far, shout out to you for listening. Shout out to me for keeping you entertained. Episode number 150. Make sure you rate and review the podcast on the iTunes podcast app. Subscribe to the YouTube and like the video. And just keep fucking with the podcast. We're 150 episodes in. It's only going to get better. It's only going to keep growing. I'm not going to stop. I promise you. And appreciate everybody that listens and likes the podcast. I really do. And that's it. Till next week. Eyes open. We out of here. 98, 99. I'm waiting to see this shit get to 1,000. When it get to 1,000, then we going. Shop NJ. Anything to say? Silent protest. I feel you. Hey, y'all didn't want MJ to speak up about shit. And the players now are. So it's not stopping anything with them coming back and playing basketball. Stop that shit for real. All right, we out.